That is very true. Is the arbitration case still going on, or is that finished now? Or
Say that again.
the arbitration case, without talking about the case, is it still ongoing?
I couldn't even tell you.
No.
I don't have a clue, I'm afraid. We're in April now. We mentioned and we heard about March, but yeah, I don't have any clue about anything to do. I haven't spoken about it.
No, I wasn't sure if there was going to be like an announcement on the arbitration between now and fight night. It looks like it's not, doesn't it?
Yeah.
What's good, family? Shout out to my doggy, Ahmed, for boosting up your man the YB coin situation. No doubt. So we got some breaking news right now regarding your man's Dillian the Shillian Shite. By way of his wife, his down low wife, his wifey on the down low, Dean Shite, aka Lamar Shite, aka Lamar Scott. Now, sporting Shitecons, this really was quite an interesting conversation. It's quite nice to see. I'm sure Shillian's heart was warmed to see his main two things, his main two side pieces, his main two down low pieces, sporting Shitecons and Lamar Shite, getting on together. Because I understand from my personal experiences, when you got two things on a DL, sometimes it ends up a bit whatever else. Yeah, handbags end up getting thrown and whatnot. But I'm glad to see. I did tell you, man. Yeah, I said these cats are involved in a polyamorous relationship, a consensual one. So they all knew about each other, a three-way thing. And now we've got evidence now that supports that claim. Because, like I said, these men are getting on like a house on fire. No doubt about it. Anyway, these men are getting on like a Roman orgy, 100%. Anyway, let's get back to it. Like I said, we heard there from your man's Team Shite, Lamar Scott. Now, Sporting Shitecons says to Lamar Scott, listen, what is the current situation of the arbitration? And guess what? What do we know about the whole situation regarding the arbitration? What did the YB tell you, man? And I can't lie to you, I have kind of slipped up because I was supposed to drop this video a few weeks ago, but don't worry, in the next week we're going to get to it. Yeah, people who are loyal to the YB know within the last week or two I've told you, man, the arbitration is bogus. Oops. And no one YB, what are you talking about? It's this, it's that. I told you, my contacts at the Tribunal for Arbitration and Sport told me this whole thing is bogus. He don't have a case of arbitration. Yeah, I'm hearing Dillian Whyte's lawyer bungled the application and it didn't go nowhere. He may have missed a date, he may have missed a deadline or something like that, or Dillian Whyte didn't have the funds to pay the fees. Either way, the case got bungled in court and it ended. Now what do we know? Dean Shite's question, bear in mind people, it was supposed to be March, like I said a week or two ago. Dean Shite's questioned on it and Dean says, I don't know, I don't think anything's happened with it. Oops. So this basically confirms that Dean, or Team Shite, don't have no arbitration going on. They don't have any case. Oops. It's bad for Team Shite right now. I feel real sorry as well for all the Shite Man fans who have been saying, Tyson Fury going to be sorry. He's going to be paying 45%. Your man don't even have a case in court. Because if he did, everyone would know. And I've been saying, if Shite has a case, where's the news of it? When we had the Wilder and Fury thing going on, I remember every time we had a date, it was October whatever, it was May whatever. Every time there was always a date we were looking forward to. March has been and gone. It was never April. I mean, I think the fight was supposed to be in March at one point. It was definitely never April. And now you've heard out the horse's mouth. He has no idea what's going on. And this wasn't... To be fair to Lamar Scott, he's pretty consistent. Or he tries to play it cute with the questioning. He doesn't give too much away. But in this question, he made it clear. Yeah, that there's nothing going on. There ain't no arbitration going on. Because if there was, he'd know a date. Sporting Shitecon says, is there a date? Oh no, there's no date. There's no date, there's no nothing. Now, obviously, Lamar Scott isn't going to come out and say, well, the truth is, Dillian didn't have the funds to keep the case going, or Dillian didn't want to risk getting punked in court again some more, or better yet, Dillian's goofy co-op trained lawyer bungled the case and missed the deadline, etc., etc. He ain't going to say that. Instead, I mean, anyone who understands language or kind of them cues, Lamar Whyte's alleged down low husband was almost brushing it off and putting it away in a box under his bed. Oh yeah, no, yes, there ain't no arbitration. When you read the social or the language cues, Dean was shutting it all down, implying or giving it away or letting slip that there is no case. It's for whatever reason, well, we know the reason. I told you. It's one of no funds. The lawyer bungled the case. That's it. Or Dillian didn't want to risk some sort of counter. Or Dillian started to realise after watching the YB's videos that he didn't have no case. Oops. Yeah. And let's get something straight here. I don't think it's a coincidence that when this whole thing was filed back in August, September, I told Team Whyte, this is an awful, I don't know what you think you're doing, but this ain't it. But you don't have a case. You have no case. Because you've been knocked out. You have no case. Because you've been given what you want now. The whole case was about not being given an opportunity. You'd been given the opportunity now. Hence why I've been saying for years, Dillian waited too long to file. You don't file in the month that you got the opportunity. Who does that? Who complains for 900 days and then files a suit when you've been given what you want? Who does that? No one does. Apart from Dillian and his goofy legal team. And after hearing my video, they realised, damn. Well, after hearing my video, Dillian Whyte's low IQ lawyer realised, wait a minute, he got a point. We're going to get punked. And that's why they dropped the case. Now, like I said, Dean Whyte ain't going to make his team look bad. He's not going to say, yeah, the YB was right, we ain't got a clue what we're doing, and whatever. He ain't going to do that. He ain't got the balls, he ain't got the truth in him. He ain't got the morality to sit there and be honest with the people. Instead, he going to, I don't know what happened, just bumbling. I've never heard Dean bumble, so, And the thing is about legal cases is, they're pretty straightforward in as much as you know who the arbitrator is. You know what the dates are. Yeah, as far as courts go, they always have dates. Whether it's, you know what I'm saying, court cases go from date to date. That's how processes move. You never don't have a date. There's always something. There's always some deadline. Even if you're not given a hearing date, you'll be given within the next 30 days it will be decided. There's always some sort of kind of timeline going on, and the fact that Dean Whyte don't mention no timeline shows you they're not involved in the process. And do you think it's a coincidence that I told you a week or two ago that I've got information that shows this weren't going nowhere, and it's been stopped for the last 4 months? There never was, from what I understand, there never was no March date. And it makes sense, because I believe what's happened is, now, what we know for sure is, and I'm going to do a video on this in the next week. In the next week, I'm going to show you all the documents and information I've got. But the documents I've got show Dillian Whyte did file a case in August, September. But what the documents also show now is the fact that there was never any progression from that point. So I believe what happened was, the reason we started hearing the March date was Eddie Hearn assuming there would be some follow through, and Eddie Hearn was almost guessing, okay, well, we filed in September, these things usually get heard within 6 months, so I'll say March. That's what happened. Now, Eddie Hearn, being an outsider, didn't then know the fact that Dillian Whyte's team have bungled it and or don't have the finances to carry on the case. Bear in mind, people, Dillian Whyte just got paid 300 grand for his last fight. These cases ain't cheap. You need big money for these big cases. He don't have big money for the big cases. So, like I said, his finances were lacking, or he just felt the claim wasn't strong enough after hearing what the YB said. It could be any one of these things. Either way, what we know is, as confirmed by Team Shite today, there ain't no case. Because if there was, he'd have some meat on the bones. And this was, like I said, this wasn't one of them ones where he was saying, where he's being smug, saying, oh, I can't comment on that. Saying you can't comment on something implies there is something going on. Yeah? Oh, Dean, what's going on with the arbitration? Okay, I can't comment on that. That's one thing. That's not what he said. Yeah? Dean, what's going on with the arbitration? Well, I don't know. That means it's dead in the water. Do you understand? It's completely different. But yeah, I'm glad we've got some confirmation now anyway. Yeah, because we've got the YB telling you a week or two ago that this was dead in the water. Now we've heard it from... Now we've got the implication from Team Shite that rumour is now confirmed. Yeah, because normally, if there was something going on, Team Shite would say, I can't comment on that. I can't comment on an ongoing situation. Yeah, notice he doesn't make any smidgens about something ongoing, which is what he normally does. Oh, I can't comment on an ongoing situation. I can't comment on it. Normally he'd say something like, I can't comment on an ongoing situation, but no, it's in hand. No, we're going to come out on top. No, we're going to get 45%. There weren't none of that. It was all mumbling. Yeah, big hard back, 6'6" looking ass mumbler. That's how you know it's real bad. 100%. Now, on that note, what are the implications of this? Now we know the arbitration case is dead. What does that mean? That means Dillian doesn't have a prayer in getting paid more than 18%. But anyone who follows my channel knows he didn't have a prayer anyway. And again, that's why this case has flopped. Because at some point, whether it was here in the YB's video or whatever, they realised we don't have a case. Yeah, I believe Dillian Whyte's lawyer gassed him up. Dillian Whyte's co-op lawyer gassed him up, saying, yeah, we're going to get 50% and I'm going to get you 70% and I'm going to get you 50 million in damages. Then they realised, probably got some real advice somewhere and realised, damn, we ain't going to get squat and we're probably going to get countered and we're probably going to end up getting punked and we're probably going to end up losing a whole bunch of money on legal fees. And that also explains, why Dillian Whyte's lawyer since then has gone on to do such blatant errors, i.e. tell Dillian not to fulfill his contractual obligations, not to go to press conferences, not to give pictures, etc, etc. Why? Well, if Dillian Whyte's lawyer was penciling in, oh yeah, well I'm going to get paid 500 grand to fight this arbitration case. If Dillian Whyte pulled the arbitration case, Dillian Whyte's lawyer needs to get paid somehow. Okay, I'll tell you what I'll do. Dillian Whyte's cancelled the arbitration case. I'm going to advise him not to turn up to press conference, knowing Frank Warren is the number one. Frank Warren, yeah, and Bob Arum are the number one litigators. They go straight to court, and your man's Dillian Whyte's lawyer Jeffrey Benz knows that, and that's what I believe's happened here. Lawyers, they litigate. It's as simple as that. Lawyers litigate. Yeah, bankers bank, wankers wank, boxers box, as simple as that. You never see a lawyer not in court. And people who actually understand business get that. Dillian don't get that. Dillian thinks these lawyers and these suits are there for him. They're not. Yeah, the lawyers are there for them. Lawyers are there to litigate and to fill their own pockets with your coin. And that's why you need someone, a manager around you who knows these things, who got the IQ, who got the experience. Dillian ain't got that. That's the problem, you see. Dillian Whyte manages himself. That's why he's getting done like this. That's why he's getting thin-cucked. He's getting milked. His big juicy udder nipples are being milked right now by Jeffrey Benz. The baby boss looking ass. The big baby, yeah, 100%. Jeffrey Benz looks like the big baby boss. Yeah, big round face having ass. But anyway, I'm glad to hear that Dillian Whyte ain't getting a smidgen more than 18%, because that's what he's worth. And if he wins the fight, so be it. He will have proved he's more valuable. That's how value increases. Value doesn't increase in court. Value increases when you beat the champion. I'm the one, yeah, back in August, when I was critical of the arbitration, I was the one who said, I'll be the first person to support Dillian Whyte telling Tyson Fury it's going to be a 90-10 rematch. Yeah, if you fight Tyson Fury and you get paid 18% and you win, and there's no rematch clause, which there isn't, by the way. A lot of people overlook that as well, you know. Tyson Fury, unlike AJ, hasn't made no rematch clause, and I respect that. Because AJ, for every fight, for every mandatory, puts in a rematch clause. Fury, a true warrior, a true champion, didn't have one. Oops. He wants to get it right the first time, and rightfully so. Yeah? Tyson Fury don't want no safety net, so just in case he shits himself like AJ does. No, he happy to go in there and leave it all out there, and rightfully so, and deliver for his fans. People say to me, YB, why are you like Fury now? Well, I've explained why. There you go. Fury wants to deliver for his people. Something Johnston don't care about. All Johnston care about is milking coin and not doing a lot for his coin. Fury wants to deliver. I respect that. That there's an admirable trait. And like I was saying, if Dillian Whyte wins, he'll have every right to demand 90%. And if I was in that situation, or if that happens, I'll be saying Tyson Fury needs to fulfill this fight and do the rematch at 10%. Because that's what happens when you lose. When you lose, you're a loser. And losers take scraps. But with that said, when Tyson Fury is the champion, he's the champion. And Dillian Whyte is the loser who got knocked out by Russian Grandad. So let's not get it twisted. A lot of you entitled cats. Oh, YB, Dillian Whyte's so valuable. Dillian Whyte is an 18% fighter. That's what it is, people. Get it in your bonds. There's no amount of arbitration that's going to change that. Yeah, you are a $300,000 fighter coming up against a $20 million fighter. Really, you should be getting 1.5%. You're lucky. You're getting paid 20 times more than that. So count your blessings, no doubt.